Radiation-absorbing lead vaults provide safe temporary storage for the irradiated targets as they await their use in the laboratories of medical research. Probing still further into the mysteries of the atom is the 184-inch cyclotron, also at the Radiation Laboratory of the University of California. This great 4,000-ton instrument spans 56 feet and towers 33 feet above its foundation, and accelerates particles to far greater energies than its 60-inch companion. We are now within the very heart of the 184-inch cyclotron, inside the tank, between the pole pieces of the great 4,000-ton magnet. During operation, this area is a vacuum, traversed by a spiraling torrent of atomic particles, accelerated to velocities approaching the speed of light. In the cyclotron and other accelerators, such as the synchrotron and the bevatron and the linear accelerator, atomic energy can be released, but only in small quantities. These are essentially research tools designed to give us more knowledge of the structure of the atom. Release of atomic energy on a large scale became possible when a method of sustaining a chain of atomic splits in an isotope of uranium was discovered. The production of the first atomic bomb was a frantic race against time. The urgency of war necessitated a whole generation of time being compressed into a hectic 5 years. And it was at a cost of $2,000 million. At the peak of the activity, almost 500,000 persons pooled their efforts under the tightest of wartime censorship. The success of the gigantic undertaking was dramatically demonstrated that morning at Alamogordo when the first white-hot nuclear fires this side of the sun lit the New Mexico hills. 3 weeks after the first experimental blast, an atomic bomb was dropped on the Japanese city of Hiroshima, and then 3 days later, another on Nagasaki. These are pictures of that actual blast that destroyed the city of Nagasaki. 2 bombs have utterly destroyed 2 cities, snuffed out the lives of 150,000 human beings, and ended a war. But still, there were many questions concerning the atomic bomb that remained unanswered. Monstrous scale tests in the Marshall Islands were planned to provide the answers. Into Bikini Lagoon came a fleet of 90 target vessels, led by the venerable old battleship Nevada, painted a gaudy red as bullseye for the target array. Ashore, steel towers were erected to house especially designed scientific instruments and cameras of all types and sizes. Doors of reinforced concrete and lead protected film from the effects of radioactivity. Flying boats joined the huge fleet of photographic aircraft. This was the most photographed event in history. The day of the first test arrives. Observation, weather, and instrument planes take to the air from their base on a neighboring island. The atom bomb is aboard, and it's set to explode above the surface of the water. Destination, Bikini. From the weather plane, blast gauges are parachuted toward the target.
Bombs away.
Now for the second atomic blast, this one to be detonated underwater. Boarding the firing ship, the USS Cumberland Sound, Los Alamos engineers present their credentials to Marine Guard. Security is the watchword. Aboard this electronic control ship, signals will be transmitted to detonate the bomb. The timing laboratory is a maze of complex electronics equipment, interlocking radio transmitters, automatic timers, and recorders. Transmitters are warmed up and adjusted. Graph cards changed on time recorders. Only 2 minutes to go. The standby signal to all hands. At the central control console, Dr. Marshall Holloway, the leader of the group, throws the switch for the 30-second signal. At the automatic firing board, the last 15 seconds are broadcast.
15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
A terror-stricken world shifted its gaze from this coral atoll in the Pacific to a parched valley in the Nevada desert. A new and more potent principle, nuclear fusion, was demonstrated in 1952 in the Pacific as the first hydrogen bomb was detonated. This bomb caused a Pacific island 3 miles long and 1 mile wide to completely disappear. And it could do the same to a city. Power of this dimension at our fingertips, let's think for a moment about the possibilities of the future. Man has within his grasp the power to wipe out civilization and practically destroy the earth in a few days' time. But again, he has the power that can carry him into outer space. For the first time in history, his foot is on the threshold of the vast, illimitable universe. Here before us is a tremendous potential, of benefit or of destruction, of good or of evil. Who will decide which it shall be? Well, One thing is certain, science alone can't decide it. The question will be decided by the people of the world, by you and by me. And the answer will depend upon what kind of people we are. Yes, science has given us a fearful and yet a very wonderful thing to use. How it is used will be determined by things hidden deep down in the hearts of men. Nuclear power is the basic power of the universe. As we step into this awesome realm, we seem to be standing before the presence of the Creator himself. It's enormously important that we appreciate this. And that first of all, we have reverence and respect for the power of the Creator. And now, as never before, we see the importance of faith, of righteousness, and of humility before God, principles upon which this country was founded, and the only principles upon which it can continue to exist. In unleashing the power of the atom, science has set before us a tremendous challenge, and at the same time has brought to our attention the fact that the paramount issue is the rightness of our relationship to God. And every other issue, however important it may be, becomes secondary beside it.